Now you have to say pudding.
Hi, this is Ricky Simons, the voice of Guru from Invader Zim for Ultness.
Sasha, Timeless Traveler, here for Ultness at Comicpalooza 2013. Thousands of fans have come from all over the place to meet their favorite celebrity guests, including Danny Trejo and the Black Ranger himself, Walter Jones. Let's see who we can snag an interview with. I'm here with Glen Morshower. You've heard the news about 24 being renewed for a miniseries. How do you feel about that?
No, are you serious? I'm totally playing. Yes, of course I've heard. I am elated for the show. I don't know whether or not to be elated for me because I don't know if I'm a part of it or not, but I know the fans absolutely worship the show, so there can't be much better news from Fox Television than that. It's exciting.
Would you like to return?
Oh, of course. Of course. I loved playing Aaron Pierce, and I loved my 24 family, and love today, not just loved, but today I have great relationships with many of the people I worked with for years. So for us, it would be a matter of queuing up an old song, which we all love to dance to.
What do you think of Comicpalooza so far?
Comicpalooza rocks. Now, we are in the early stages right now, so it is midday Friday, and it's kind of the calm before the storm, which leaves us an opportunity to visit, which is awesome. But because it's Memorial Day weekend, I fully expect that it will be a zoo in here all day tomorrow and most of the day Sunday. They're expecting over 20,000 people here, so it's exciting. So now it's my chance to ask you a question. Tell me about this get-up here. What is this get-up all about?
I'm an avid Batman fan, and Harley Quinn is my favorite villain, so I've been working on this costume for several years now, and it's come a long way since I first acquired it.
Awesome. Well, it's beautiful, and I'm just sorry that I'm not wearing it, because I think it's fantastic.
So you played Josh on Being Human.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel connected to your character? Do you have a lot in common with him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, despite I'm not a werewolf. Just so you know, I'm not a werewolf. But yeah, I mean, I think I bring a lot of my humor and myself and my kind of anxiety to Josh. So yeah, I relate a lot to him.
I'm kind of disappointed you say you're not a werewolf. Can you give us a good howl?
No, I can't do that. No, because I have to talk to people all day. I can't. I would lose my voice in a second. It's already going. It's Sunday, for Christ's sake. What time is it? It's noon. The fact that it's not gone already is a miracle. I howl in my sleep every night when I'm crying myself to sleep. So if you just put a cup up to the hotel room door.
Oh, okay.
Bring your audio equipment. You'll get a good howl. Sobbing.
You have a lot of projects you work on personally. What do you want to produce in the future?
So when the show finally does end, it's a sad thought. I think I want to just produce some cool sci-fi content. I would like to try and, I've got a couple ideas for kind of to stay in the same realm of the sci-fi world and do some fun stuff there. Being Human, the UK show, has reached its end.
Yes. How do you feel about the US show moving on?
Well, we deviated completely in season 2 from their show. I've never felt tied to their show beyond the first season. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference. The thing is that, Aiden and Russell left after season 3, I think, of their show. So they recast the whole show. It became a different beast anyway. So for me, it's just, it doesn't really make a difference. And you know what? 5 years is a great long time to have a series go, and they should be really proud of that. And so we'll just keep on keeping on doing our own thing.
Are you enjoying your time at Comicpalooza?
No, this is horrible. How do I get out of here? I'm having a blast. These things are like my kind of home. I come and I have a really, really good time. So Houston's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's Morphin time. I'm here with Walter Jones from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's the Black Ranger. How does it feel being at Comicpalooza with all these fans waiting in line for you?
You know what? It's amazing. We're having a great time. I mean, I'm meeting so many people today. I've been smiling all day, and I'm still loving it.
Wonderful. So how does it feel being such a beloved and memorable character?
It's a blessing, really, to me. I mean, to be somebody that's positive in the lives of so many people. I mean, what other gifts could you get? I mean, like, it's beautiful, to be able to just make somebody smile by just being nice and just having a good time. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just signing autographs and smiling for pictures.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
She's cute.
Christina here with Ultness, and today I have Mr. Gene right here, and he is actually with the Colonial Alliance for Battlestar Galactica. He's going to be telling me a little bit about what we are standing behind here.
This is a original series, a Silon Raider. Okay, it's 50% size from what they originally had said it would be in Battlestar Galactica. Battlestar Galactica never built one. They only had wooden sets that showed the front of it. So this is the first one that we know of has ever been built. We've searched everywhere to find one and it doesn't exist. The model that you see over here on the table is what we built it from. There are no drawings, so we took a 12-inch model, we mic'd it out, laid it out in 3D, okay, and then created this Raider from that.
Okay, and how long did this take you fully to complete?
Well, over 1 year, we figure there's about 1,800 man-hours and about $28,000 invested in this. That's without the transportation from Florida and the trailer and all the things that go into it. But the good thing is we're using this for our charity, Kids and Canines of Tampa. They take rescue dogs, take them to challenge children in the public schools that are truant and such like that. It gets them to come to school every day because they get a half a day training their dog. When the dogs are fully trained, then they're given to people in wheelchairs and disabled people. So we have a charity that does 3 different things. It's a wonderful charity. So the money that we're collecting for the pictures inside is going to them.
Now, in the future, do you see yourself building any more, replicas?
Well, the cool thing, that's a great question. Eric Chu is the designer of the Cylon Raider from the new show, the one that has the arms that come out. We spent the last 2 evenings with him. He's giving us all the layouts and designs, and we're going to build that one next. So the next time you see us, we're going to have 2 of them. We're going to have a new style and the old style.
Very nice. Awesome.
Oh, we can't wait to try it.
Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to sitting in it myself.
We're going to make you into a pilot.
But I am excited that we're here at Galacticon, and I get to see so many of my old cast, and we're all here together in beautiful Houston. For many of us, it's our first time here, so we're looking forward to checking out the city. We went to a nice meal last night, and it's not often that we all get in the same room. We get to hang out and meet so many of our friends, so we're looking forward to Houston coming out and seeing us. So tell your friends, tell your family, come on down for the day or come down tomorrow and come meet us and, come have a chat, come hang out.
Perfect. Do you feel like you really built up a family with that cast? It sounds like y'all are pretty close.
Oh, incredibly. I think it's rare that you get a show or an ensemble together like we had, and we worked together almost 6 years in total. I mean, there was almost a year in between the time that we did the pilot and then we started shooting the very first season, the first episode. So we worked together for 6 years, and a lot happened in that time. You know, there was a number of children born. Our British cast were busy making babies and getting married. There was some marriages. There was a couple big breakups. We went through everything. We went through life together. When you're spending 14 hours a day with people for 6 years, they become your family.
Well, since you're so familiar with the sci-fi world of TV, where do you see it going in the future or heading?
Well, I mean, sci-fi world is obviously just becoming bigger and bigger every year. It's cool to be a geek now. I've always been a sci-fi fan. I've always had a little bit of geek element in me ever since I was younger. I mean, I've got specific tastes. There's specific sci-fi that I like, but it's become cool again. You look at like how big Marvel is and how big the superhero franchises are now. They're amazing. They're huge, and some of the sci-fi films are the biggest out there. They bring in the most cash. They're the biggest box office hits, and they have the most loyal fan base, which everyone knows. I mean, if you've been a geek or you're a sci-fi fan, you know that. The fans are the best. They're always there for us, and they'll always be there. And I think, the studios have finally caught on to that, and they know that this is probably one of the most loyal and important fan bases there are.
I mean, as a professional, of course, just the opportunity to audition for Battlestar Galactica. And that, I think once I got onto that show, then other people in the sci-fi world were, interested in working with me. And I was very interested in working with them because I loved Battlestar. So what I love about sci-fi is that the themes you can explore are so big. And there's a lot of sort of utopian ideals that I have. And, they're easy to explore in the genre without it being cheesy.
So what do you feel you would like to see out of the sci-fi genre in the future? Like any upcoming projects that you'd like to work on or anything like that?
Well, I mean, if there was a film of Battlestar, which there's been talk of with Bryan Singer, who's an awesome director, yeah, I would love to do that. Any of it, really, to be any kind of superhero would just be kind of amazing.
We still need a Wonder Woman.
Yes, I'd love to be a Wonder Woman. Wouldn't I make a good Wonder Woman?
See, there you go. You heard it straight from here. Do you feel like you made kind of like a family almost on, certain TV shows that you've worked on?
Definitely. The family that we all have from Battlestar Galactica is phenomenal. And Eddie saw it coming, Edward James Olmos. He kept saying that what was happening on set was unlike anything he'd ever experienced in his 40 years of his career, and that we had better take note of it. Us youngsters had better take note of it. And he was right. It kind of blows my mind that we still meet. We still have reunions once a year. We're so excited to be together as a family this weekend. It's really nice.
I think the future looks good for Battlestar. We've discovered, as the cast members of the show, when we were running on air, when we were actually, in production, we were probably averaging about 2 million viewers an episode, which is great for cable. But what we discovered is that since we've been off the air and since Netflix and since DVD box sets, the audience has grown exponentially, and I think it keeps continuing to grow. I have more people come up to me. We're 5 years since we've been off the air. And I think people are discovering the show tenfold times more than they did when we were actually running. And, we're part of TV history, and that it feels good, but we were part of a very important television show. And, it has cultural significance and political and religious significance. And I think it's something that really resonates with people. And I think people are still discovering it. And I think the future looks bright.
I know for me, because of things like Netflix, Hulu, things like that, I am able to discover more of the sci-fi universe and catch up on things like Battlestar Galactica and shows like that that I might have not been able to follow before. But do you feel like your audience has exponentially grown to a point of it's not just the sci-fi nerds anymore, it's everyone?
we're always going to be steeped in sci-fi. The nature of the title, immediately you hear Battlestar Galactica, and some people just, you can see the eyes glaze over because they go, oh, I don't watch sci-fi. But they discover that our show, for example, Jamie Bamber, who was also on our show, I credit him for this quote because I think it's great, that our show is really a period piece. It just happens to be set in the future in space. We think of period pieces as powdered wigs and horseback and armor, but a period piece, it's a social it's an allegory. And it's just set in the backdrop of space in the future. But we've definitely transcended the stigma, if you want to call it, of sci-fi and have reached an audience who would never have discovered a show like this because they hear it from word of mouth. This is something that they want to watch. That they've got friends who said, listen, I know you've never even seen a frame of Star Wars, but just give the show a shot. And if you watch the miniseries of Battlestar, it's a 2-hour miniseries, you love it or hate it. And most people, once they start, they can't stop. And that's the beauty of Netflix and DVD, because this is our kind of show that, it's definitely serialized. You don't want to jump into season 2, episode 7 and go, what the hell is going on? You've got to start from the beginning. And that's where people binge watch,
That's what I do every night, pretty much.
Watch, right? Exactly. You have to binge watch, yeah.
So what got you into the sci-fi world, though? What got you interested when you heard, okay, they're casting for Battlestar Galactica? Why would I want to do that?
God, because I like to think that I hope to make smart decisions in a career. I read the script for the miniseries. God, it was probably 2003 or 4. And I actually auditioned for the role of Apollo, which Jamie Bamber plays. Didn't get it, obviously, and for good reason, because Jamie was perfect for that role. But I remember reading that script and taking mental note that was probably one of the best scripts I'd read in television ever. Flash forward to a season and a half later, season 2, I get a call to audition for a character called Anders, which I played. It was only supposed to show up for 2 episodes. So it was a no-brainer. You get an audition, you have you're reading for Battlestar Galactica. I remember reading the script and thinking this is probably going to be one of the greatest projects I'll ever get a chance to be a part of. So I jumped at the chance. And I was supposed to be there for 2 episodes. I ended up sticking around for the next 3 seasons, so.
Worked out perfectly then. Really made lots of money that way.
Serendipitous for sure, yeah.
It's Comicpalooza's closing day, and many of the stars have left the building. A lot of fans got to meet their favorite icons, and I got to meet my favorite werewolf, Sam Huntington, as well as the Black Ranger, Walter Jones. It's been an absolute pleasure meeting these guys. Check what other shenanigans we get into on Ultness.com. This is Sasha Ryder signing off.